The lighting here is so bad, but I think this will set the mood for the video that I'm about to do. This video is gonna feel very casual. That's why I love filming in this area, because it just feels like very like casual. Like I'm about to be putting back my books, and I'm gonna be recommending some dark academia books. Where are my videos? Okay, so I'm gonna be recommending some dark academia books. You know, it's fall. This video is going up in fall. It's not fall when I'm recording this, but it's going up in fall, and it's fall in my head. It's fall. Like, I got the camera, I got the candle going. This is so hot. I got my coffee that has a net in it, so I actually can't drink it, but like, look at my cute mug that I'm obsessed with. So I'm gonna be recommending some dark academia books, and luckily for me, they're all here, so I don't even have to move for real. I'm gonna be putting some book backs anyway, so it doesn't even matter. Okay, let me put these books back first, and then I'll be right with you. Ew, that sounded like so like Brarian to me. Right. So back to what I was saying. I broke a nail. The first book that I want to recommend is my new favorite book of all time, and that is If We Were Villains. I read this book in August, and then I reread it 2 days later because I was that obsessed with it. It's so crazy how the book that you could attach your entire life and identity to, you could have already owned and have had for years. Isn't that fucking insane? And it's like the amount of times that I would have picked this book up throughout the years, and that I've started this book and put it back down. But I also believe that you read books in the right moment for you, and that's literally what happened with this book, because I think that if I would have read this any other time before the time that I read it, I wouldn't have got it. I wouldn't have understood. This book is my dark academia big three. This book is about this boy named Oliver, and he is going to the school where they do Shakespeare plays, and his group of friends, they always are like that it group. They always get picked to do Shakespeare plays, and I really love the lighting. I love the mood. Like, a bitch know how to set the mood for real. I can't lie. This is just like the greatest book you'll ever read. Okay, dark academia excellence. If you are like me, like I feel like if you like Nancy Drew, like sleuthing murder mysteries, you would like this book. Because I realized, because I read The Secret History and I didn't love it, and I realized what I liked about this book specifically that didn't work in The Secret History for me is that this book feels like I can go on like a hunt. Like I feel like I can, like, even though everything is already laid out, like I just feel like this book, like there's more to it. Like I love a book where it just feels like there's a deeper meaning behind everything, and that's literally what this book feels like. I don't know if that is the case for sure, but I know that's the case for me. Ninth House, which is book 2 of 3 in my Dark Academia Holy Trinity. This is about this girl named Alex who can see grays, which are ghosts, and she goes to Yale. She works with the secret society, and her job is to basically look over the secret society with Darlington and make sure there's no fuckery going on. But then there's a murder mystery that happens, so apparently there is fuckery that is going on. And I love this book. I love these characters. I love Darlington. He is one of my book boyfriends. And if you know me, there's one thing to know about me, if you don't know anything about me, is that I don't have very many book boyfriends. That term is not something I use loosely. I don't just go around calling people my book boyfriends. I don't go around just telling, like, being like, oh my gosh, I love him, I love him, I love him. No. Darlington, Daniel Arlington. He's my husband. This is my man. I literally am delusional, and I have this Pinterest board of like what my ideal boyfriend would be like what he would dress like, kind of what he would look like, kind of like what would be his personality, his hobbies, like anything I could find pictures of. Which I finished that board, I was like, this is just Darlington from the Ninth House. Like, what is wrong with me? I love him and I need him dearly. 3 of 3 in my Dark Academia Holy Trinity, Catherine House. Now, my favorite type of books are weird, freaky little books, and that is exactly what Catherine House is. It's about this girl who gets invited to go to the school where you can basically never leave. That's my favorite trope. And yeah, it's about her, and she's in this school, and the school is really fucking weird. They do weird shit, like if you're on academic probation, they lock you in this tower booty butt naked. Yeah, yeah. That's how they punish you. And it's like weird freaky shit going on. She has like this group of friends that she makes. She's like, bitch, is there anything weird and freaky going on with y'all? And they're like, no. She's like, some weird shit going on here. And it's just like, it's so fun and it's so weird. And it has a low Goodreads rating. So basically, it's for the girlies that get it. And I got it. And then we have a book that I just finished literally last week, The Secret History. I didn't necessarily love The Secret History, but it's a dark academia. I feel like I don't even have to recommend this book because like it is the dark academia book. It is the start of the genre. And personally for me, I feel like the genre has evolved so much further than what this is. There's nothing wrong with the book necessarily. I just feel like it's 200 pages too long. I get why the author made it so long. I get why, because everything that happens in 50%, and then after that it's just the aftermath. And I felt like we were just in it for so long that I just ended up losing interest in the story and the characters after the fact, because I already wasn't attached to these characters. These characters are terrible, which I kind of did like that, but I didn't have a terrible character that I attached myself to, and I think that was where the book kind of lost me personally. But I do think this book is worth reading. I did have fun reading it. I just think after 50% I kind of struggled to stay with it, but I knew that I needed to finish this book because I am doing a reading vlog, and so I stuck with it. Yeah. And then I have Babel, which is very long. I mean, it's dark academia. Most dark academia books are. This book is about like colonialism, and it is about language, and it's by Earl Kwan. And I feel like if you're interested in dark academia, then you just have to know that you need to pick this book up. I personally didn't love this book because I felt like there was no plot, and I just feel like if you're gonna have a book be so long, you just need something to keep me interested. I know a lot of other people didn't struggle with that and they didn't have the same issues, but I am not. It's like I don't mind a long book. I'll read it because I know that I read fast, but it's just like I will sit here and I'll be like, what am I doing here? And that it just gave me too much time to sit and reflect on like, what am I really doing here? So that's the reason why I didn't like love it, but I still think you should give it a read. Okay, so then I have The Maidens, which I know a lot of people actually didn't like. I read this book as an arc, and I personally really loved it. I had a lot of fun reading this book. This book is like about this woman. I almost call her an old lady. I am so sorry. She's not old. It is about this woman who niece goes to this college, and her niece calls her one day and she's like, "Aunt, somebody done killed my roommate." And her aunt's like, "Bitch, what?" So she comes up to the school and she's trying to do some detective work to try and figure out like what is going on with her niece and her roommate, and trying to make sure that her niece isn't next. And there's also this professor who has these group of women, young women, called the Maidens, and you're like, what the fuck? And it's just so weird, and I like that. And the plot twist that happens in the end, personally I wasn't expecting. I know a lot of people don't like the plot twist. When I read books, I'm mostly just looking for something that really shocked me, and this gagged me. I was not expecting that at all. It made a lot of sense to me. I thought it was very fun. It was very quick. I didn't really read The Silent Patient, and I had it spoiled for me, so I didn't get to really enjoy that book. But personally for me, this was my Silent Patient, and I don't feel like this book is talked about a lot or enough. And I know a lot of people hated this book, and I'm not a type of person who like is used to loving a book that BookTube or the book community doesn't really love. So I was like, I don't know how to deal with that. But recently I've been working on like, because like I'm so used to like hating everything that everyone loves or loving what people love. So it's like I've never been on that opposite end, and it's like, damn, now I know how it feels now. I know how it feels. And so dealing with that, it's like it's not that big of a deal. But when your whole life is the book community, and like you are used to hating what people love or loving what people love, it's like when you're the opposite, you don't really know how to go about it, because you're like, well shit, is my reading shit taste? Like, was this book really bad? And I'm just learning that no, it's not that it's bad, it's just that people didn't like it. Like, that's fine. That's just how books work. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. And I did have to learn that. Lastly, I have For Your Own Good, which I feel like these two are more so like thriller dark academia, whereas the other books I recommended, like, they are like thriller too, but these are like, I don't know, like in your face, like thriller. The point is to shock you in the end, or to shock you throughout the book. Whereas these books like don't really take place like with the students in school. It does, this one does, but like not really. Whereas the other ones, you're in the heads of students. And so anyways, For Your Own Good, it follows a multitude of casts. It does follow students, it also follows teachers, and it's like prestigious high school. And one of the parents ends up dying, and they think that it's a student, so you're going through this investigation. And there's also this teacher in this book who's really fucking insane, and it's a very interesting book. And originally I gave it 4 stars, but I literally could not stop thinking about this book. And one thing about me is, if I'm still thinking about a book a year later, or years period, I'm gonna go back and change my rating, because clearly I like the book if I can't stop thinking about it. And so that's what I did. I went back a year later and I gave this book 5 stars. I do want to reread it, but I'm scared I'm not gonna love it as much. But I haven't liked a Samantha Downing book before, and I don't think I'll like another book of hers after. I think this one was just a one-hit wonder for me, and that's okay. That's okay. So yeah, that's it for this video. I'm so excited for like my fall videos. I have so much planned. I'm literally filming so many videos for like October and November, and I'm also trying to like also film for September as well, and it's like kind of hard balancing that. But I'm also having a lot of fun with BookTube right now. Like, I haven't had fun with BookTube in a while, and I feel like fall is just so fun for BookTube, for me at least, because I love fall. It's my favorite season. And so I'm just so excited for the content that I have for you guys, and I don't know, I'm just really excited, and I hope that you are as well. Anyways, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.